Right everyone, Reggie here. This is my brother Ronnie. This is our review of the film Legend. Right, for those who don't know, this is WeaponCollector's Film Club. The film today is Legend. This is the first time I watched it, actually, saying that. First impressions, I did quite like it. I am a big fan of the original Krays film as well, but we'll discuss that and everything else as we go along. So, Legend, starring Tom Hardy, Christopher Eccleston, the bird in it, I can't remember her name, and some other, you know, there's some few more famous people in it. 2 hours 6 minutes long, and it was made in 2015. So, what did I think of it? I'll tell you what, I did enjoy it, put it that way. But I do think I preferred the original, as I said. I'll tell you what I did like about it. Like, Tom Hardy, he is a very good actor, and he does very well in this, I think. Yeah, he does make the two characters different enough that you can easily tell them apart, if that makes sense. It'd be very easy for someone playing two characters to be very samey, whereas these are not. You know, you can tell the difference easily between Reggie and Ronnie, even just by looks as well. So there was that. The fight scenes was pretty good, although I would have liked to have seen more. They was quite stylised, but not in a way I disliked. I do like, if you're going to have sort of gangster sort of fights, they've got to be realistic. The problem is a lot of films nowadays, they go a bit too trained in the fighting, and it doesn't look like real fighting, if that makes sense. Especially what would look like fighting in the 60s anyway. You know, everyone nowadays knows a bit of fucking martial arts or bloody MMA, but in them days that wasn't a thing, so you wouldn't have seen that. So the fight scenes in this are quite good. Good bit of violence, but I'll be honest with you, I would have preferred more. The music, I did like the incidental music they did in this. The only thing I didn't like, now other people my age might have this issue as well, the problem when you watch anything 60s, if it has real 60s music in it, it starts to sound like Heartbeat. Which is a fucking nightmare in all honesty. If you're trying to watch a serious gangster film and every time they play 60s music it makes you think of Heartbeat. If you don't know what Heartbeat is, look it up. You do not want a gangster film making you think of Heartbeat. So yeah, as I said, overall I did like it. The acting was good, the pacing was good and that, and it was a good film, but I do prefer the original. Yeah, so some of the things I disliked about the film, the relationship between the two Kray twins, I didn't really like that much. And I found I actually preferred Ronnie a lot more than Reggie. And being a twin, I believe their relationship wouldn't have been like that film. I may be completely wrong about this, but I've got a feeling that the person who directed this and wrote this has no real experience on what the relationships of twins are like. If you're a twin, identical twin, the Kray twins were identical twins, I'm an identical twin. Identical twins doesn't necessarily mean you look exactly the same. It just means you come from one, you know, egg or whatever that's split in two, rather than two eggs. Anyway, you're genetically closer to your twin than anybody is related to anyone else, if that makes sense. Everyone else, their most genetic relative is their mother, apart from identical twins, which is their twin. And I do feel you do have a closer bond. I know that may sound bizarre and weird, but I do believe that's true, and I don't believe them two would have hated each other like that. And the violence, you know, as I said, I've got a twin brother, and we used to get in a lot of trouble and used to fight, but you would never bottle each other and stuff like that. We used to have a lot of physical fights together, but you'd never go weapons, put it that way. Who knows, you know, Ronnie being psychotic and schizophrenic, maybe those bits happened, but for me that went a bit too unrealistic, and I'll be honest, I didn't like their relationship. It seemed like it was more Reggie and Francis and Ronnie on his own, And again, I don't know whether that's true, but that's nothing I've ever seen it ever portrayed like that before. That Reggie was basically on his own with his gang, and Ronnie was with his two mates. And also, they made Ronnie out to look like he was actually special needs sometimes, which again I don't believe was true. But I would say my favourite character in this whole film was definitely Ronnie. Right, my go now then, is it? Right. I've personally always preferred the original Krays film. The relationship in this one is a lot more how I reckon it would be true to life. There's certainly bits in this that aren't realistic or even happened, same as I suspect in Legend, but Legend tends to have a little bit more of what actually really went on and some of the stuff missing in here. I'll tell you another reason why I like this one though. Myself and my twin brother would have actually nearly been in this. So when we was around about 10, I think, we was asked, well, my mother was asked if we wanted to rehearse to be in that film. So yeah, me and Malk actually rehearsed, went to London, did like a bit in front of cameras and everything. Yeah, but I think in the end they picked two actual actors, child actors. So yeah, Weapon Collector and JJR Survival could have been in that film. Again, I know we're not talking about that, but I'll have my little soft spot for that, and that's partly why I would prefer that one over Legend. Don't get me wrong, Legend is a good film, but I preferred the way they did the relationship in the Krays. The issue I have is, as I said, being a twin, I know the true relationship of a twin, and I don't reckon it would have been like they portrayed it in Legend. I may be wrong, as I say. I don't know the whole history of the Krays. I know quite a bit about it. I've read quite a lot. Watched quite a lot of films and documentaries and that. But yeah, who knows? But I didn't like the way they portrayed the relationship. And it went from 3/4 of the film Reggie acting like he really couldn't care less for Ronnie, which I reckon is bollocks. 10 minutes, oh, suddenly he's my brother, I'll do anything for him, you know, we've got a bond that, you know, goes beyond anything else. And then suddenly, oh, I want to fucking kill you, but I can't. To me, that didn't ring true. As I say, I may be wrong though. But I would definitely say this is a good film. Yeah, definitely a good gangster film. The second best Krays Twins film. And someone younger than me would probably think this one's better, in all honesty, and without the twin experience and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. If I classed the Krays Twins an 8, Legend would be a 7.5, say. It's only a little bit less. It's just I wasn't comfortable with the twin relationship, sadly. It just didn't ring true for me. So yeah, that's my honest opinion on Legend. Very good film. Couple of bits I didn't like, but that's just my personal preference. Overall, very good film. At this point, I would normally say you can vote now for next week's or next time's category, but they've removed the bit to do it. So I may add a thing in the comments for you to say one of the categories. Next week's is not a film though. It's a one-off TV series, 6 30-minute episodes called Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. This is my all-time favourite TV show ever, so make sure you watch it. It's on all 4, probably on YouTube, or buy it on fucking DVD, alright? I hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.